So now we're going to see if we can fix up the steering on the SCX6. So let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is to check the throw. That's the steering servo. That's the steering link, which I was talking about lengthening. So what we're going to do, that's turning right, and that's turning left. You get to a point where, see how moving that doesn't send it any further, just that last bit? I don't think that was quite right. Now you see there's little lugs here. They are what's called bump stops. At the front here, and that one there. So you'll see when it touches, that touch, and it stops it from going any further. The servo has sufficient throw, that side and that side, to get it to the bump stop without running out of throw. It runs out a little bit, but it's sufficient. So what that tells me is, with sufficient throw on the servo, we haven't got a link length problem, which means this servo either doesn't have enough throw in software, or the servo horn length is insufficient. And I've got to think it's software, which means the next thing you do is you check the endpoint on your radio. Now the endpoint for this thing is already maxed out. So can we change to a different radio system and get more throw? So now we're going to take the Spectrum radio out. I'll just stick a Flysky in because I've got the GT5 and a spare radio for that right now. And we'll see if we can get some more throw just using software. So let's do that. I've taken the SR515 receiver out, and I've got my GT5. And what we've done is I've put the FS-A3 in. That's right there. And then I've set up the shifting servo on channel 3, so that's all sorted. So steering to the left, I had to drop the endpoint down to 92%, and to steer to the right it's at 120. Remember these stoppers I was talking about? Going to the right, it just barely touches, and that's why I say I'd like 124 instead of 120. But on this side, when it gets to, see, it hits about there, and then there's still a little bit of throw left. And because it kind of hoiks the whole thing over further, I've left it. So, let's see how it does on this course now. We'll get the timer on. I'll be filming by hand. I haven't got my tripod here at the moment, so I'll make it as stable as I can. Apologies for any seasickness. Let's do it. Start gates cleared. Look at it turn to the right, isn't that better? I had to reverse last time. Now we'll still need to reverse here, which is very steep, but that is okay. So clear of gate 2. Now we had a mob of kangaroos through here last night. They've disrupted my gates. Now see how we can turn to the right? We couldn't do that before. We're one reverse in, and look at it go, that's turning to the right. That's so good. So that was gate 3. Tyre is working hard down here to keep the big rig from falling. Gate 4, successfully cleared. I nearly counted my chickens before they hatched then. Now it's getting quite loose up here. That, my friends, is gate 5. Second reverse, making the most of the space we've got here. Gate 5 has been skipped. Third reverse. Look at that right turn now. So much better. Fourth reverse. And finished in 1 minute 57. So that's the difference. We now have a proper throw to the right and the left, thanks to having individual endpoints being set by the radio. So thanks again, Dan Weiss, for recommending that. It was an absolute Winning strategy. That's a successful experiment. Join me next time when we have a look at the programming card. We'll see if we can tune this thing a little bit more. Thanks for watching. Throw me a like if this was useful, and I'll catch you next time on RC-TNT.